Good morning, students. Once again, I am present here to welcome you to your English class. Yes, my dear students, today we are going to start a new chapter of your English grammar book that is known as Degree of Comparison. Yes, in the picture you might have seen. Yes, what is written? Degree of Comparison. Yes, so it is chapter 7, your degree of comparison. But before going through the chapter, let me say you that we have already finished the chapter that is adjectives. Yes, that means you are already aware about the definition of adjective and its kinds, its different kinds. Yes, so here in today's class we are going to study about degrees of comparison of adjectives. Yes, got it. But before that, let me say you what is the definition of comparison. That means what do you mean by comparison? So comparison means to compare between two things or more than two things. Yes. For example, let me give you an example. From that example, you got to know it clearly. For example, you have two friends. One is Shia and another is Shita. So Shia is having 5 feet 2 inch height, but Shita is having 5 feet 4 inch height. So what you will say here? What? That Sita is taller than Shia. Yes. So here what you are doing? You are doing comparison. You are comparing between the the two friends who is Sita and Shia. Got it? What do you mean by comparison? And here we are going to study about degree of comparison of adjectives. Got it? So let us go through the chapter in detail. Yes. So here you can see the form of an adjective can be changed to show the extent or degree to which a certain quality is present. Yes. So what do you mean by that? To show the extent or degree to which a certain quality is present. That means here the 3 degrees of comparison, there are normally 3 degrees of comparison, and it shows the extent or degree to which a certain quality of a certain quality. For example, if you are saying she is beautiful, yes, she is beautiful, but her mother is more beautiful than her. When you are saying her mother is more beautiful than her, in that case, what you are saying? That the beauty of her mother, the degree of the extent of beauty of her mother is more than her. Yes, understood? What do you mean by that? So here, this difference in degree is called comparison. Yes, this type of difference in degrees are called as comparison, and there are normally 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives. Yes, so what are the 3 degrees of comparison? First one is positive degree, second one is comparative degree, and third one is your superlative degree. So let us know about it in detail. The positive degree is the simplest form of adjective and shows no comparison. Yes, it is the simplest form of the degree. That means it is the first form of the degree and shows no comparison. Here, no comparison is being done. For example, Sia is a beautiful girl. Sia is a pretty girl. You can say Rahul is a naughty boy. So here, pretty, naughty, here, when you are using those type of adjectives, it shows that there is no comparison is done here. Simply you are writing that it is a pretty girl, she is a pretty girl, and Rahul is a naughty boy. Got it? So it is known as positive degree of adjective. Then comes the comparative degree. So second one, or the comparative degree, is used for comparing two things or people. Yes, so here comparative degree of, in case of comparative degree of comparison, actually the comparison starts. Yes, so here what you are doing? You are doing the comparison between two things or people. Yes, here the comparison is being done between two things or people. So here I can say Shreya is prettier than Shreya. Yes, so what do you mean by that? That the level, the extent or degree of prettiness of Sia is more than Shreya's. Yes, so got it? So here you can say Rahul is naughtier than Rakesh. So similarly here you are you are doing the comparison between Rahul and Rakesh. Got it? So it is known as your comparative degree of adjective. Then comes the superlative degree. Yes, so the superlative degree is the highest degree of comparison. Yes, and it is the last degree of comparison also, and it is used for comparing more than two things or people. Yes, whenever you are doing a comparison among a long number of person, it may be 3, 4, 5, 6 or even more than that, then that is known as superlative degree of comparison. Yes, so here you can see the example. Sia is the prettiest girl in the class. So here you are doing the comparison between among a number of students in the class, and Sia is the prettiest among them. Got it? So here another important point, let me say you that in case of comparative degree of comparison you are using than. Usually in case of comparison, comparative degree of adjective you are using, we use than. And in superlative degree of comparison what you are doing, we are using always, we are using the before the superlative degree of comparison. See here what I have written, Sia is the prettiest girl. You cannot write Sia is a prettiest girl, it will be wrong. So it is the most important point you have to remember. Then let us know the rules of rules when you are changing, rules to be followed when you are changing the comparative and superlative degree of any adjective. So first one is the degree of any adjectives are changed by adding er or est. So normally the degree of many adjectives are changed by adding er and est to its comparative and superlative degrees. Yes, for example, high, higher, highest. Yes, high, higher, highest. You can say what? Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Tall, taller, tallest. So normally we are adding er and est to the comparative and superlative degree of many adjectives. So next, if the adjective ends with e, the e is dropped before adding er and est. Yes. So here according to the rule, if any adjective ends with e, yes, ends with the vowel e, what happened? The e is dropped before adding er, est. For example, nice, nicer, nicest. Here you see the nice, the word nice ends with e. But when you are doing its comparative degree, what you are doing? You are not adding two e's. Yes, you are dropping the e which is already present in nice, and instead of that you are adding er to its comparative degree and est to its superlative degree. I can give you more example like wide, wider, widest. Then wise, wiser, wisest. Got it? Because these words are ending with e and you are adding er, est to its comparative and superlative degrees. The next one, if the adjective ends in consonant plus y, we drop y and add ier and ist to its comparative and superlative degree of comparison. Yes, it's an interesting point. So here I am giving you an example. From the example you got to know it very easily. For example, dirty. Yes, so see the word, it ends with, see the adjective, it ends with y and a consonant is followed by y, 3y. Yes, so in this case what you are doing, you are dropping y and instead of that you are adding ier to its comparative degree and ies to its superlative degree. Here I can give you more example like Mary, M-E-R-R-Y, consonant plus y. Then in case of that what will happen? Its comparative degree will be merrier, M-E-R-R-I-E-R. Then superlative degree will be merriest, M-E-R-R-I-E-S-T. Got it? Then in some adjectives that end with a consonant, the last consonant is doubled before adding er and est. Yes, so if any adjective ends with what? Consonants. In that case, while forming its comparative degree, it is doubled up. Superlative degree also, the same consonant is doubled up before adding er and est. Yes, for example, flat, flatter, flattest, tall, taller, tallest. You can also give me, I can also give you more examples like fat, fatter, fattest. Let's come to the next point. in some adjectives that have two syllables, and in all adjectives with more than two syllables, the comparative degree is found by adding more before the adjective, and superlative degree is found by adding most before the adjective. So what is that? Do you know the meaning of syllables? It is a series of what? Series of vowels. Yes. So let us see the example. Popular. Yes, in popular, how many syllables are there? Syllables means vowels. How many? O is there, U is there, A is there. So three syllables are there. So according to the rule, if it is having more than two syllables, what will happen? In case of its comparative degree of comparison, you have to add more before the adjective, and in case of its superlative degree of adjective, you have to add most before the adjective. So here in the second example also colorful. So how many syllables are there? O, U. Yes, two syllables are there. So here also in this case, what will happen? You have to add more before more before the adjective in its comparative degree of adjective, and most before the adjective in its superlative degree of adjectives. So got this? Yes, then come to the last point. Some adjectives change completely in their comparative and superlative forms. So they are called as irregular adjectives. Yes, there are also certain adjectives which change completely in their comparative and superlative degree of comparison. And these are normally known as what? Irregular adjectives, because they don't follow the regular rule of adding er and est or more or most before the adjectives in their comparative while forming their comparative and superlative degrees. Yes, so for example, good, better, best. You can see good, you are not, when you are doing its comparative degree, neither you are adding er, neither you are writing more good or most good. Yes, so here it is changed completely. It is better and best. The second example, many, more, most. Then you can give me more examples like bad, worst, little, less, least. So these are certain examples of irregular adjectives. So my dear student, this much for today's class. I hope you have understood everything. So thank you everyone. Bye bye and have a nice day.